Today, in part 2 of us grading your mock trades, Neil DiNardo and I look at the trades that you sent us in all over social media that you think that would make the Pirates a better ball club. So make sure to go check out part 1 if you didn't already, because here in part 2, we have a lot of blockbusters. We have a Pirates left-handed pitcher heading to Boston for a top prospect. We have a certain Pirate by the name of Mitch Keller also heading to Boston for a haul of talent, you could say. And then, of course, the final trade we are going to be breaking down today would probably just break the internet, so make sure to tune in till the end of the video to see how that one gets broken down. So without further ado, let's grade your trades. The Red Sox sending Justinson Garcia, Boston's number 4 prospect, nicknamed The Password. Very cool nickname. And the Red Sox getting Bailey Falter, starting pitcher. I think this was our only Bailey Falter proposition that I came across. I'll start with DiNardo on this one. What's your thoughts on getting the password for Bailey Falter?
This is interesting because it's like, when you think about the pitchers being dealt, it's all about Mitch Keller as far as the controllable guy, right? And then like your Andrew Heaney and whatnot. I don't know if Bailey Falter is really on the block. For one, Heaney's going to be gone regardless, whether he's traded. He's going to get traded, but then he's obviously a free agent. There's really not too many lefties in this system. So Bailey Falter presents basically your one starter. As far as a lefty goes. So if you're trading him as well, I mean, the Pirates have done well on signing lefty free agents, so you still go that route, I guess. But that depletes you of a lefty starter. But Justinson Garcia is intriguing. I love they use that word. He's intriguing. And I guess it's if I traded Rodolfo Castro for Bailey Falter and flipped basically Rodolfo Castro for the password, that's a win. Now, I know you don't look at trades that way. You have Bailey Falter, you look at it in that sense. But also, Bailey Falter's been productive. But this is a team that has a lot of depth. Now, again, you're losing Heaney. You're probably trading Mitch Keller, so the depth's being depleted here soon if you're doing this. But it's one of those things where it's I don't know. If I can get Garcia and it takes Bailey Falter, maybe I just figure out what I do with pitching. Hey, maybe he's got to spend some money and get another Andrew Heaney type next year. That could be done. You've done a good job at it. I would be intrigued to say yes on this deal.
This is the easiest yes in the world. I'm sorry. Does Garcia have contact issues? Yes. However, the way he is shot up the ranking systems this year has been nothing short of impressive. This dude is a baller. He's a fun player. And I would be shocked if the Red Sox were willing to give this guy up for Bailey Falter. I mean, has Bailey Falter been productive? Yes. Do the Red Sox need pitching? Yes. But you're talking about a guy who hasn't been allowed to go over 80 pitches in any start. He's pretty much not allowed to see the third order of the lineup. It has been pulled recently in the past month in the first couple of innings. While he's been productive, everyone knows he's a very limited pitcher. And I just don't see him commanding that. And maybe that's the reason you don't trade Bailey Falter. But if the Red Sox were desperate enough and came to a fun, power-hitting outfielder in AAA that can probably be on the team next year, you have to say yes. And that's the easiest. Yes, I'll drive Falter to Boston myself.
Would the Red Sox give up him for Bailey Falter, though? That's the question. Maybe you get someone lower down the list. Could this be a James Tibbs III for Bailey Falter instead to make it a little bit more, I don't want to say even, but you know what I mean, right? Because I don't know if Falter is getting you a top 5 prospect.
I think if this trade went down, it would cause outrage all over Boston. I'm saying that, right? People would be furious. And honestly, I don't blame them, because could you imagine Bailey Falter, who's a fly ball contact pitcher, playing in Fenway? I think if I can see that and we can see that, I think the Red Sox would see that too. And I don't see it happening, but you cannot let Bailey Falter prevent you from getting potential guys like Garcia. I think you got to start making smart moves like that, even if you have to go shopping for a lefty.
I think you might have to include a prospect in this package too to get Garcia. Am I not is that fair? Who would you who do you think would be included?
Yeah. Harrington, maybe.
Ooh. Harrington's a guy that I think could be flipped. That's my hot take on Thomas Harrington. I don't know. I just don't see it playing in the major leagues for the Pirates.
It just can't be Barco, because that's the only other lefty in your entire system. So, Harrington kind of makes sense. I think you're absolutely correct. You would have to attach some type of prospect to make this even. And like what Neil said, like I'm making this deal. It's one of those deals where it creates another hole, but it's a hole you're willing to fix to make this happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Falter's under control for like how many more years? 2?
I think 2.
Is that it?
Pretty sure it's 2. He's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, he's at 2029. So 26, 27, and 28. So it's 3 more.
Okay.
This is close. I'm giving it an A for the Pirates, C- for the Red Sox. I agree. Neil would say like there would be outrage in Boston because if you're getting rid of he's going to be their number 2 guy. If what I'm thinking is going to happen on Pipeline happens, he's going to be number 2. You could probably get a better pitcher than Bailey Falter. But this is a very intriguing offer for the Pirates to do. Because if you don't want to spend the money on a free agent bat that a lot of people want, go out and get a young guy that has a lot of hype around him across baseball, not just Red Sox fans. A lot of guys are very intrigued. It might just be the nickname's cool, but like he has some potential. He has some oomph in the bat, you could say.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy A for the Pirates and probably a D plus for the Red Sox, just because I don't think Falter is going to be good in Boston. If you're getting Garcia, that's probably a name that's being attached to Mitch Keller, unfortunately.
I'm going to go A-, just again, because in theory, it's like an A, but because you have to trust them to make another move also, it's just giving them more work. It's an A- for me for the Pirate side. And I would say a C- for the Red Sox.
The Red Sox will be acquiring Mitch Keller for outfielder Jarren Duran, who has been in his own trade rumors. He's been linked to the Padres for a bit, but this would get the Pirates getting him. And then 2 prospects, outfielder James Tibbs III, and then randomly he included first base, third baseman Blaze Jordan.
This is one of those deals where like this is why you trade Mitch Keller. This is the guy that gets you the bat in your lineup right away, right now. Gives you some interesting prospects. I guess it comes down to, do you really believe in Duran? I mean, he was a stud last year. A 7-WAR player, essentially. Right? He batted 285, 342, slugged 492, a 130 weighted runs created plus. Year before that, a 121 weighted runs created plus in less time. Hits for power, steals bases, doesn't strike out a ton. Like, just a solid player. Mitch Keller is a solid pitcher. The years of control, essentially the same, right? He's going to be here for some time. He's cheaper for now. So, like, you're going to save some money. Still going to be a bit of a price tag next year, but you're going to save some money, get some prospects in return. But this year he's not playing well. And the metrics support that as well. It's not like he's been like super unlucky. Was this kind of like a 1-year blow up for him last year? But again, maybe that's why you're getting him at this discount. Because again, Mitch Keller is not an ace. You know, Duran is putting up close to MVP type numbers, like 7 WARs, right? That'll never be Mitch Keller. So maybe this is how you get Duran, because he's having like the off year this year. I kind of like it. It's not a home run deal for me, but again, like Mitch Keller does come with his limitations, but Mitch Keller's a really good pitcher. Duran's been a good major leaguer. You get some prospects in return. I'm intrigued with that. I like this deal for the Pirates.
I'm conflicted about this one a lot because Duran is just such a polarizing player in terms of what you're going to get. The defense is always going to be there. And it is probably the only way the Pirates have a shot at getting a guy who can be an impact bat. Duran last 2 seasons, 120 WRC plus. I forget exactly what it was. It was more last year. So I understand the reasoning. 130. But one thing Duran doesn't do is he doesn't solve your power issue. He's not a guy who's going to hit for a lot of home runs. He's not a power hitter, which is something the Pirates desperately need, especially if they're trading Mitch Keller for it. And so I think that there's a world where the Pirates come out on top of this, and it would be a reasonable move, I would say. But I can't say I love it. Duran is just, there's a whole lot of question marks, and I would probably want to replace Tibbs with someone more interesting. Tibbs is just a very mid prospect, future platoon bat if he even makes the majors. But the real prize is Duran, and I can't just be like, 100% I'd do this.
I'm looking at the prospects involved too. Like I brought this up at the last trade. More than likely, Tibbs was going to move up to number 4, and Jordan will move up to number 27 after those promotions happen for Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. Do you think if this trade were to happen, the Red Sox are paying more than what they should just for one player with the prospects you're giving up to? Like, do you think they should ask the Pirates to include a prospect in this deal to add to Mitch Keller? Because isn't Duran under like the same type of deal as? Well, he's not even getting his deal yet, did he?
No, he's still under ARB. So like the Red Sox would be eating money in this situation.
Okay.
I could see them asking for it, but like it's not like the prospects in this deal are all that good. Like Blaze Jordan's had a fun year this year. You don't know if those tools are going to play in the majors. And again, James Tibbs has been kind of been whelming ever since he's been in the majors, in professional baseball. And so, I mean, maybe, but like it wouldn't be anything big. It might be like I don't know. I'm struggling to think of a name.
Like an Omar Alfonso type.
Sure. We can say Omar Alfonso.
Yeah. I have a bad
I guess,
feeling.
I mean, you might tweak the prospect package to some sense, but again, like, I don't think anything's moving the needle in a sense. It's not as if like, oh, we got to include like a top 10 prospect to make this right, you know? I think it just really comes down to like what you believe in Duran. And I'm with Neil. It's like, who really is he? But at the same sense, let's be honest. Again, Mitch Keller is a good pitcher. He gets a lot of hate, but there's also a lot of, well, who's Mitch Keller in a lot of people's eyes too? Is he what's first half, the second half, right? So like the Red Sox could also maybe think the same thing. Hey, Duran at least once was a 7-WAR player. Like, he had that in him.
Mm-hmm.
Was Mitch Keller ever a 5, 6, 7-WAR player? No. So, you know, that's why I think this is kind of fair. This is a way of getting a guy who's potentially a really impactful player. I just don't know if he really is that. But again, maybe that's how you get him, right? Maybe he can become a 7-WAR player at some point in time. And you're able to do that because right now he's about a league average bat.
And the Pirates have backed themselves into a corner where like this is probably a move that they have to make if it's offered. Yeah. If Keller is the price for Duran, like if you're Ben Sherrington, that's probably something you have to do, which doesn't feel good. But you know, you're not gonna, even if you trade Keller, you're not spending that money on a big bat in free agency. So
if I'm grading this one in particular, Pirates, I'm going to give a B, just because you're hoping to get better out of Duran. And also, I would hate to move on from Keller, just because he's very serviceable. And you just extended this guy last season. And you're already saying, nope, can't do it. Sorry, we don't want to pay your contract anymore. We have to spend it elsewhere. And who's believing they're actually going to spend those funds correctly? That's my thing. Like, my worry is with trading Keller, and I think this is a sense that a lot of people have, or if they haven't said it out loud, they probably thought it in their head, is if you trade Keller, you have to hope and bank on these young guys developing into what you think they can be. You have to hope Bubba Chandler is a hit. You have to hope Hunter Barco is a hit. You have to hope Braxton Ashcraft, if he goes to the rotation, is a hit. Mike Burrows is a hit. Because if a lot of those guys are misses and you're getting rid of Mitch Keller, who's been with this organization the longest out of everyone minus Andrew McCutchen, that could be a very bad decision. I understand why, but I hate it at the same time.
It causes a bigger problem than the Bailey Falter problem. Like, that's a lot of innings the Pirates suddenly have to fill. Like, Keller's top 10 in innings pitched since 2023. Has it been elite innings? Not all the time, no. But, like, that stuff matters. And it's a big reason why the bullpen's been so good is because the starters can go deep into these games, and you have your bridge guy for 2 innings, and suddenly it's the 8th inning. And Jones isn't going to be a guy that goes very deep. Chandler has struggled going deep in the minors. And so I really think that, like, if you're going to trade Keller, you got to make sure it's worth your while, because he is going, no matter how you feel about him, he's going to be heavily missed in this rotation one way or another.
Yep. And you say it's going to be harder than Bailey Falter. In my eyes, Mitch Keller's gone. So by trading Bailey Falter, you have to replace 2 guys, right? So that's why it comes in. But Mitch Keller, to me, I just feel like you mentioned, they've backed themselves in the corner. Like the revenue is going down this year, guys. Attendance is dropping. What are they going to do next year? when everyone's salaries are going up, including Mitch Keller slightly. You know, like this team has to get better and they're going to have less money to spend. So, like, to me, Mitch Keller is the only way for this team to have the chance. Does it create a problem? Yeah. Do those prospects have to hit? Yeah. But you know what? I'm taking the risk on that than running it back next year because you see what this offense is. It's not going to win baseball games. And you can't really do much else because you're not going to have any revenues and funds to do anything with this team. So, Mitch Keller, it's just the risk reward. Yeah, it's going to be a hole. Yes, I don't personally want to see Mitch Keller go, and I know what he brings. But for this team to have a chance, and they need a chance, Mitch Keller being traded is what, to my eyes, is going to be that chance. And Duran has the question marks, but he presents that possibility. Yes, they have to hit. I trust that they'll probably hit. They have a lot of guys in the upper rankings, and you see what Burrows is doing right now. You know, so it's like I feel like they can not replace Mitch Keller, but do enough to have still. They don't need to have the number 3 rotation in baseball. Maybe it's a number 7.
The Pirates will be acquiring outfielder Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are getting Paul Skenes. So I'll start with DiNardo on this one.
What is going on? What is happening? I mean, I guess for one thing, I'm just confused. Bob Nutting can't give out contracts. I mean, we're trying to trade Mitch Keller because his contract is so much, and now we're taking on Aaron Judge's contract. I don't know. My brain doesn't work right now. I mean, I guess, like you said, it's kind of a win-win. They need pitching. They get Paul Skenes, arguably the best pitcher on the planet. The Pirates need hitting. They get Aaron Judge, arguably the best hitter on the planet. So, like, it's a win-win, but, like, the money doesn't really make sense for the Pirates. But, like, who cares about that? The Pirates are getting Aaron Judge. I guess where I'm just at, I guess it's like, I don't know. Like right now, when you think of the Pirates, you think of Paul Skenes, or you think of the Yankees, think of Aaron Judge. It's going to be weird. But like, I guess it's a win-win for both.
Yeah, it is weird because, you know, the Pirate, like we're assuming that Bob Nutting's been like kidnapped and like held at gunpoint to accept this trade. Like, you know, it's good for the Pirates, but they're not. I guess my thing is like, does Aaron Judge make this team a contender at the risk of Paul Skenes? Or if we're imagining it's $40 million a year, what could you do with that instead? And so it's probably fair-ish, but from the Pirates' perspective, it's kind of rough seeing like what you're doing around Aaron Judge, you know, because then your lineup is just Aaron Judge and a bunch of scrubs plus O'Neal Cruz, you know, so it's a weird trade. It's not bad. It's because like it is somewhat fair, even if it's never happening.
In the spirit of former Bucko, Bobby Bonilla, can they just like defer the hell? Like, can we have Aaron Judge Day for the Pittsburgh Pirates? That way they can actually afford that and do so. And he's getting paid to like $3,073.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those trades that, like I said, it would be like the Luka trade. It just breaks the internet. If you see this in one instant, like this is the biggest trade of all time. Just a 1-for-1 deal. Both teams get something what they need. I agree with what Neil's saying. Like, would Aaron Judge make the Pirates a contender? You would have to hope everything is clicking. You would have to hope you're getting the best out of O'Neal Cruz, the best out of Brian Reynolds, the best you can get out of a Horwitz, a Hayes. And then you would have to hope that the pitching staff actually is this hyped up pitching staff, that pitching factory we all like to think it is. Like you would have to hope Bubba Chandler can be that guy. Hunter Barco can be that guy. You would have to hope Mitch Keller is still around in this hypothetical world. If I'm grading this, it would be just an A for just craziness. I don't even know how to grade it for either side. I'm just giving it like above A. This is just out of this world. Would break the internet.
For entertainment purposes, it's an A+. Yeah. It's probably like a B in hindsight for the Pirates if they can't build around Judge. And this would be really hard, though, because Aaron Judge has a full no-trade clause. So he'd have to waive that to want to come to Pittsburgh. So that'd be fun, though. Like he wants to leave the Yankees and come join the Pirates.
I'm advised that Aaron Judge loves sandwiches. And, you know, as the show that gives away sandwiches for every win, the man, the people, Aaron Judge himself is, I think he would waive that no trade clause to come to Pittsburgh, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But I do worry if we're being realistic here. Like, I do worry what happens if the Pirates have Aaron Judge. I mean, this team, this organization, this owner, like, they're cash strapped. He ain't. I don't know what's going to happen. Everyone else is going to have to trade. Like, it's going to be Aaron Judge. We joke that it's Paul Skenes, right? The Bugatti in the trailer, right? That meme. Like, you add Aaron Judge to this. I mean, everyone has to go. Like, literally, it's going to be Aaron Judge and then replacement players all around, which I think might be an upgrade technically. So maybe
there's not a single.
it works
there's
out.
not a single. There's not a single person who can make ARB on this team if Aaron Judge is
Right.
here.
Right. So I guess I worry on that. So, like, if I were to grade this, I mean, I can't say an A+ for the Yankees because, again, like, the Yankees and Judge is synonymous. So it would have to be a B+ because there's still some of that, like, guys, you just traded away Aaron Judge. Like, fans are gonna be upset even though they get Paul Skenes. And I think on the vice versa for the Pirates, I think it's technically a B+, B+.
It's fair.
Because of the emotional side to it.
Yeah.
For
I'm
North
wondering
Shore
if
9, we'd be talking about this for years. So it's great for me.
I'm wondering if any of these fan bases would be very upset. Like, I would think like Yankees fans would be more upset getting rid of Judge. Like, I don't know, like, if there would be an angry person on either side.
I think there'd be plenty of angry people for various reasons on either side.
Yeah.
Like, losing Paul Skenes in any capacity is going to hurt, and it's going to hurt like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's same with Aaron Judge. Like, Aaron Judge is, like, already a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, losing that is not easy.
Thank you all for watching this episode here on North Shore 9. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, hit the bell for post notifications, and also if you want to keep up with how you can be involved with this channel and this future video concept, make sure to go to all of our social medias and keep tabs on when we ask for your hot takes, your trade proposals, your free agent picks, especially for the offseason, for a chance to be involved in something like this in the future. So make sure to follow all the socials. They're linked down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below about your thoughts about these 3 blockbusters and what I would say would be some of the craziest trades in MLB history, especially the last one. But thank you all for watching, and as always, let's go Bucks.